सो है गाइस, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम गाइस, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम भाई लोग, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। एंड भाई बताओ यार कैसे हो सब लोग, सभी को स्वागत है हमारे स्ट्रीम पे। वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम गाइस, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम ब्रो, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम भाई, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम भाई। मेरा ना भाई स्ट्रीम हर दिन भाई लेट हो रहा है, मुझे ना जल्दी करना चाहिए, मैं कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ, मेरा स्ट्रीम हर दिन लेट हो रहा है भाई, हमें स्ट्रीम जल्दी करना चाहिए। सभी को स्वागत है हमारे स्ट्रीम पे एंड सभी को वेलकम बड़ी, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। सभी को स्वागत है भाई हमारे स्ट्रीम पे, ठीक है। भाई सब लोग चैट करो यार, जो भी स्ट्रीम पे नए आ रहे हो, ठीक है। एवरीबडी चैट करो भाई, ठीक है, जो भी स्ट्रीम पे नए आ रहे हो गाइस। एंड सभी को स्वागत है भाई हमारे स्ट्रीम पे। भाई करो यार, चैट करो भाई लोग, सब लोग चैट करो भाई। भाई मैं खाना बस ऐसे ही खा रहा हूँ, बिना सब्जी के खा रहा हूँ भाई, बिना सब्जी के खा रहा हूँ मैं। पर मुझे ना आज थोड़ा नाचने का मन कर रहा है, पता नहीं क्यों, बट आई जस्ट फील लाइक आई वांट टू डांस, आई जस्ट फील लाइक आई वांट टू डांस ब्रो, मैं ऐसा लग रहा है भाई। क्या करते हो भाई, चलो मतलब क्या बोलते हो भाई, करें थोड़ा डांस वगैरह। भाई क्या डांस कर रहा हूँ मुझे खुद भी नहीं पता भाई, मैं क्या डांस कर रहा हूँ भाई, सच में बता रहा हूँ, मुझे खुद भी नहीं पता मैं क्या डांस कर रहा हूँ। भाई सभी को स्वागत है हमारे स्ट्रीम पे। भाई यहाँ पर सब्जी है, चलो यार सब्जी है भाई, देखो यार कितना ज़्यादा सब्जी है, सब्जी है, सलाद है, मिर्ची भी है। तो चलिए यार इसको अभी डाल दें इसमें, ठीक है। सभी को स्वागत है हमारे स्ट्रीम पे। भाई खाना भी तो पड़ेगा ना। चलो डाल दे, ठीक है, सब्जी को डाल दे पहले। भाई सब कितना ज्यादा सब्जी दिया है, देखा कितना ज्यादा सब्जी है भाई। चल इसको खोल दे भाई। भाई सब बहुत सारा सब्जी है, बहुत ज़्यादा सब्जी है भाई। टेस्ट भी एकदम मस्त है भाई, मुझे भाई एकदम मस्त लगता है। ये देखो भाई, ये है चाटनी भाई, कितना ज़्यादा चाटनी दिया है, देख रहे हो कितना ज़्यादा चाटनी भाई। चलो चाटनी को भी डाल देते हैं भाई। यहाँ पर भाई सलाद भी है। सलाद तो नहीं, बस बस खीरा है, सलाद के नाम पे बस खीरा ही है बस, और कुछ नहीं। भाई यहाँ पर बस सलाद के नाम पे बस खीरा है, बस खीरा ही है, बस सलाद के नाम पे बस खीरा है। चलो डाल देते हैं कोई। चलो हमें मिर्ची भी खाना है, मिर्ची खाने के लिए हमें नमक चाहिए, हम मिर्ची खाते नमक से। आह, क्या बोल रहा है? चलो यार खाते हैं भाई, अभी देखते कैसा लगता है। भाई अभी सब्जी ऐसा हो चुका है, ऐसा लग रहा है कि पूरा पूरा चाटनी है, ऐसा लग रहा है पूरा चाटनी है। मैं लग रहा है पूरा चाटनी है भाई। चॉप प्लीज। भाई ये चॉप नहीं है भाई, मेरा 50 रुपीज चॉप। भाई ये चॉप नहीं है भाई, वो क्या बोलते हैं, वो कचौड़ी की तरह कुछ और है, मतलब कचौड़ी की तरह ही है बट वो अलग है। कचौड़ी की तरह ही है, मतलब सिमिलर है कचौड़ी की तरह। भाई क्या बताऊँ, इसके अंदर भाई क्या क्या पता नहीं, दिख नहीं रहे कैमरे में, इसके अंदर बहुत कुछ है। ₹12 पर, क्या भाई 12 रुपीज पर नहीं है भाई, ये 6 रुपए का है भाई, ये 6 रुपए का है भाई, 6 रुपए का। भाई मिर्ची में बहुत ज़्यादा, मिर्ची बहुत ज़्यादा, मतलब क्या बताऊँ, जल रहा है मेरा मुंह। हाँ मैंने बोला 12 पर 2, ओ 12 रुपीज पर 2। भाई भाई मिर्ची बहुत तीखा है भाई। भाई मिर्ची इतना ज़्यादा तीखा है ना भाई, क्या बताऊँ मैं। बहुत ज़्यादा तीखा है मिर्ची। भाई क्या बता, सच में बता रहा हूँ, मिर्ची बहुत ज़्यादा तीखा है। यहाँ पर अभी भी चार चार कचौड़ी, क्या है पता नहीं, कचौड़ी अभी क्या है पता नहीं, अभी 4 बजे हुए हैं। मैं, मुझे लगता नहीं मैं और खा पाऊंगा। अभी भी यहाँ पर 3 बचा हुआ है, इसको हम नहीं खा सकते और इसको रख देते, बट बाद में अगर भूख लगे तो खा लेंगे, और नहीं खा सकते। रुक जाओ भाई, हाथ धो के आते हैं, ठीक है। हाथ धो के आते हैं भाई, ठीक है। हाथ धो के आते हैं, ठीक है। भाई भाई सब तो खा नहीं पाया लगभग। अभी भी 3 बचा हुआ है भाई। मैंने सब्जी के अंदर भाई चाटनी ज़्यादा डाल दिया, चटनी मैंने ज़्यादा डाल दिया भाई। मुझे थोड़ा कम चाटनी डालना चाहिए था। ज़्यादा चाटनी डालने की वजह से अभी खा भी नहीं पा रहा। ऐसा लग रहा है कि मेरा पेट भर चुका है, बट पता नहीं यार, क्या पता बाद में दोबारा भूख लग जाए। वैसे भर ही चुका है पेट। सो अच्छा ही था भाई। अभी भी 3 बचा हुआ है, इसको अच्छे से रख देते। सो गाइस कैसे हो भाई, बताओ यार सब लोग। एंड सभी के सभी यार चैट करो, ठीक है एवरीबॉडी। जो भी स्ट्रीम पे नए आ रहे हो सब लोग चैट करो गाइस। एंड आप लोग यार कुछ भी बता सकते हो, कुछ भी शेयर कर सकते हो भाई, ठीक है। तो बस चैट करो। वैसे अभी तो खाना भाई एकदम मस्त हुआ, अच्छा ही हुआ भाई। सर में सभी को स्वागत है हमारे स्ट्रीम पे। तो बस चैट करो भाई सब लोग। एंड सभी को स्वागत है हमारे स्ट्रीम पे। सो बस बातचीत करो कि कैसे हो, कहाँ से हो, क्या कर रहे हो। बस ये सभी बातचीत करो भाई। सब भाई यार बताओ यार कैसे हो सब लोग भाई। कैसे हो भाई सब लोग कैसे हो। चैट करो भाई सब लोग कैसे हो भाई। कैसे हो भाई लोग। भाई बैठे रहने से अच्छा बुक ही पढ़ लेते हैं भाई, है ना। बैठे रहने से अच्छा बुक पढ़ लेते हैं। The man who planted trees. The man who planted trees. Jane Giotto. Giotto. Jane Giotto. Jane Giotto, born in 1895 and died in 1970, was a French author who wrote works of fictions mostly set in the Provence region of France. His most noted works are the Hiroshima of the Roof, Two Riders of the Storm, etc. The present text is adapted from his famous work of the same name, which has been translated into English by Peter Doyle. Peter Doyle. About 40 years ago, I went on a long hickey. I went a long hickey through hills absolutely unknown to tourists. In that very old region where the Alps penetrated into Provence. I consist of burned and monotonous land. Nothing grows that except wild lavender. Lavender. I was crossing the country at its woodside part, and after walking for 3 days, I found myself in the most complete dissolution. Dissolution, most complete dissolutions. I was complete. I was camped next to an abandoned village. I had used to last of my water the day before, and I need to find more. This ruined house of the village made me think that there must at one time have been a spring or a well well tree well there. On a spring or a well there. Well there. There was indeed a spring, but I was dry. Or my whole life had disappeared. It was a beautiful June day. It was a beautiful June day with plenty of sun. But one those shelterless land high up in the sky. The wind whistled continuously. It sounds was likely that of a wild beast disturbed during its meal. I had to move my camp. After 5 hours of walking, I still hadn't found water, and nothing gave me hope of finding it. That is hope. Everywhere there was the same dryness, the same stiff wood plenty. I thought I saw in the distance in the shadow of a figure. On a chain, I feel a hint toward it. It was a shape. It was a shape. Which 30 lamps or so were resting near him on the scorching ground. He gave me a drink, and a little later he led me to his shipwrecked cottage. He shared his soup with me, He had been agreed immediately that I found passed the night there. He closest village being still more than a day and a half further on. There are four or five villages disappeared, far from one another's on the flanks of the hills in this area. They are inhabited by woodcutter who make charcoal. Who make charcoal. The shepherd took out a bag with proud of pill of crumbs out into the table. He began to examine them one after another with a great deal of attention. Asperity, S-P-A-R-A-T, asperity. That good ones from the bed. When he had before him 100 perfect acrons, he stopped, and he wanted to beg. He com- he com- he company the company of this man brought me a feeling of peace. He gave me the impression that nothing could disturb him. I was interrogated, and I wanted to find out more this man about this man before going out the next day. He so he soaked in a bucket of water the accounts that he had so carefully uh, shown and counted. He carried on iron rod too. As we walking streak, he invited me to come along with him. Having arrived at the place he had been heading for, he began to pound, pound. He began to pound his iron rod into the ground. This made a holy in which he placed an account and covered over the hole again. He was planting oak trees. In this way, he planted his 100 acres with great care. He told me that for 3 years now he had been planting trees in the solitary. Solitary. He had planted 100,000 of those. 100,000, 20,000 had come out. It was at the moment that I began to wonder about his age. He was carefully more than 50, 55, 50, 55. He told me his name is Elizard, Buffier. Elizard Buffier. He had owned a farm in his plains where he lived most of his life. He had lost his only son and then his wife. He had returned to his uh, solitude where he looked pleasures when living slowly with his horse of sheep and his dog. He had concluded that his country was dying of lack of fruits. He added that, having nothing more important to do, he had resolved to remediate the solution situation. We parted the next day. The next year war came, in which I was engaged for 5 years. Engaged for 5 years. With with the war behind me, I had a great desire to breathing a little pure air, breathing a little pure air, and I set out again. I set out again. Along the trial, along the trial, thought that descent country, the land had no change ever since the day before. I had been thinking about the sharp plant trees, 10,000 oaks. I had said to myself, must really take up a lot of space, like a lots of space. When I made Elizabeth bound floor this time, I found that the wire had no disturb him at all. He had continued with his planting. The oaks of 1910 were now 10 years old and were taller than me and taller than him. The sense was impressive. I was actually speechless, and we passed the whole day in silence. Walking through his forest, it was a three sections, 11 kilometer long overall, and at its width point, 3 kilometer wide. 3 kilometer wide. When I considered that this had all spirits from his hand and from the soul of his own man without technical aids, I stick to me that man could be as effective as good in domains other than distractions. भाई वैसे सही है यार, पढ़ लिया भाई। कितना टाइम पढ़ा मैंने? शायद 10 मिनट तक पढ़ा शायद। 10 मिनट, 10 मिनट ही होगा शायद। 10 मिनट लगा शायद। 10 से 12 मिनट ही होगा शायद मैंने पढ़ा। सो वैसे अच्छा ही है। और क्या करूँ भाई, अभी भाई और पढ़ने का मन नहीं कर रहा भाई, और पढ़ने का मन नहीं कर रहा ब्रो 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 मैं। सो हम लोग अभी क्या कर सकते हैं भाई? What we can do guys, what we can do? Can we dance? Oh man, oh guys, can we dance or something? क्या करें भाई बताओ? रुक जा एक सेकेंड, मैं इसको ऊपर रख देता हूँ, है ना? बैठे बैठे और अच्छा नहीं लग रहा। भाई बताओ यार कैसे हो सब लोग। जो भाई हमें ना कुछ करना चाहिए, जस्ट सेकंड रुक जाओ। चलो पढ़ते हैं, ठीक है। चलो यार, बैठे रहने से अच्छा पढ़ लेंगे कुछ, है ना। बेटर देन जस्ट सिट डाउन। चलो, we're going to rate someone, okay? Someone. The writer name is Walter John de la Mary. Walter John de la Mary. Damn, this is name or address, man. Someone. Walter John de la Mary. Okay. Walter John de la Mary, born in 25th April 25th April 1873 and died 22 June 1956. Was was an English poet. Was an English poet, short story writer, and novelist. He is probably best remembered for his work for children and for his poem. The li- the listeners, the listeners. His career as a writer started from about 1895 and he continued to publish to the end of his life. In his poem, De la Marie has described the sea, English sea and coast, the secret and hidden world of nature. Someone, someone came knocking at my room. Someone came knocking at my room. Small door, someone came knocking at my room. Small door, someone came knocking. I'm sure. I listened, I opened, I looked to left and right, but now there was a stirring in the still dark night. Only the busy bell tap on the busy bell tapping in the wall, tapping in the wall. Only from the forest, the sketching old called. Only the cricket is sleeping. Where the dewdrop fall, so I know not who came knocking at all, at all, at all. Midnight Express. Alfred Noves. Alfred Noves. Alfred Noves, born in 1880 and died in 1958, was a renowned, renowned, was a reowned, was a reowned English poet who is best known for his Bibles. Babels, Babels, the Highwayman, and the Barrel Orange. Midnight Express is an edited version of one of his most famous short stories of the same name. It was a battered old book bound in red leather. When Mortimer was 12 years old, he found the book in his father's library when the rest of his large old house was covered in darkness. He took the book to his bedroom to read by candlelight. The clock ticked in the hall below and the sea rolled outside. Mortimer was fascinated, fascinated, Mortimer was fascinated by the battered old book. He contained a story called The Midnight Express. There was a illusions on page 50, which there 30.
Theartation. Their third hymn for some unknown reason. The illusions shows an empty railway platform at night, lit by a jewel, yellow lamp. A single man stood under the lamp. His face, what? His face turned towards the black mouth of a tunnel. Mortimer never read beyond page 50. Many years passed after that. Mortimer was now a young man. One day around midnight, he was waiting for a train in a dark, empty station. There was a single yellow lamp glowing. Mortimer, in the lamplight, suddenly noted a dark, solitary figure he knew. He was seen at page 50 of his book. In his childhood, the figure faced the black mouth of a tunnel. Mortimer's instincts were aroused. He walked quickly toward the figure and looked into the face. Mortimer was shocked. He was starting into his own face. He was starting into his own face. He waved to panic. Sugar thought Mortimer. He turned, grabs and broke into a wild run. He stumbled out of the platform and rushed down a moonlit road. He could hear that each of his own footsteps behind him. The footsteps were stepped with. Gaining of him. Mortimer passed off a memory. He was completely shaken with fear. He began to run again.
सो भाई और पढ़ने का मन नहीं कर रहा. सो गाइस सभी को थैंक यू यार स्ट्रीम पे आने के लिए. सो चलिए यार वी नीड टू गो. ओके सो बाय गाइस एंड हैव अ ग्रेट डे. बहुत अच्छा लगा यार तुम सबसे मिलकर जो भी स्ट्रीम पे आ रहे हो. सो गाइस सब लोग यार चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना एंड एवरीडे यार स्ट्रीम पे आओ, आके थोड़ा बातचीत करो, ठीक है, मज़ा आएगा, ठीक है. सो बाय गाइस एंड हैव अ ग्रेट डे. ओके बाय बाय.